Hey guys, Frank Macaluso here from Garageaholic, installment 2 of the E30 S62 Swap behind me. Today we're going to be doing wheels and tires. We're going to be taking that whole front clip off the car. We're going to be doing some headlight restoration. We're going to be doing some condenser replacement. The fan resistor needs to be replaced. We'll test that as well to make sure that it is truly failed. And we're going to be doing some other stuff in this video today. So guys, stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Today we're going to be removing the entire front clip of the car. This includes the headlights, which are not cracked. Those are the Lamin-X that have basically deteriorated away. They have protected the headlights for what it was worth, and I am going to redo them again. So we're going to remove the front bumper, the front valence. We're going to take a look at the wiring and fix that fog light. We're going to be replacing the condenser, and we're going to be doing a couple of other things underneath the hood. So everything's basically been disassembled here. As you can see, it is super dirty and scummy, and there's a lot of chips, and it needs to be sanded and repainted. So at least these two parts are going to be repainted along with the fog light covers, but these definitely need to be repaired for sure. Nothing is really broken on them. It just needs to be, you know, just give it a little good, how's your father, you know? I wanted to go into the resistor as well, since we're kind of like already there. This is the new resistor that I had purchased, and this is the old resistor. I suspected that the resistor was bad because the low speed fan was not kicking on. This is actually a SPAL fan here, but you know, this actually works just fine. It's just you know, 12 volts DC. So this actually has much better cooling capacity than the stock fan, which is why I used it. But I did want to go through the resistor measurement. These resistors are very large, but they're only 6 ohms. But the reason that they're so large is because they need to handle the current. So the power rating on these guys is pretty good. They're like 70 something watts, which is basically 6 ohms times 12 volts is 72 watts. So these are basically 72 watt resistors, which are very large. Remember, the little guys that you get at the store, like Radio Shack, or used to be Radio Shack, are like a 1/4 watt or even sometimes 1/2 watt. So they're really small, but these are 72 watts. So they really have to handle a lot of power going through this fan. This is for the normal speed relay. So when the normal speed relay kicks in, it actually activates one pin on the 3-prong connector, and it goes through this. When you have the high-speed fan, it basically bypasses through the other pin on the triple connector, and it basically bypasses this relay, resistor, and it goes straight to the fan. So you don't have the resistance drop across here to have a lower speed fan. That's basically how it works. All right, so how do I know that this guy is bad? Well, if you measure, see if I can try getting this guy in the picture here. If you can see it, OL means overload. All right, so what do I mean by measure the resistance, right? So each of these ends here is an end to the resistor, and if you measure it, you should expect 6 ohms. However, you can see that it's clearly overloaded, which means it's open, which means that when you're in normal speed mode, nothing goes through. It only works in high speed mode, which I do not want. I want normal speed mode to work, so I'm going to replace this resistor. All right, now it's time to replace the condenser assembly. There's 2 different types of condensers. Actually, there's multiple different types. The E30 that had R12 has what's called a series type coil condenser, which is basically input goes in and around and around and around and around, and then it comes back out here. This is the new condenser. This is effectively called a parallel condenser, basically when it comes in on one end and goes through the coils, all the coils in a parallel configuration, and then comes back out on the other end as a hot compressed liquid. So this is called a parallel condenser. It is called Spectra 7-3464. I'll put that up on the website for you to get this. These are really great if you're going to be upgrading your AC system to R134A, which this already had. Now, this AC system was not very efficient because of the condenser not being very effective. Always a good idea to replace your O-rings whenever you get the chance. Here we got the right size O-rings, and they install right there and right there. It is always a good idea to keep a good selection of O-rings for your R134A on you at all times. It is always going to come in handy. Final result, not much different than the original, but it is in, it's solid, resistor is installed. Let's move on to the next, shall we? All right, looks like the tires came in today. 245 4017s on the top and 225 4517s on the bottom. They're pretty slick. Cooper Zeon RS3s. Again, pretty streetable tire. Not crazy high performance, but they are good. They're gonna be comfortable. They'll be nice. All right, so we got our tires here from Joe V Auto Repair. These guys are awesome. They did it quickly, they did it fast, and they charged me almost next to nothing. At this rate, I'll never be able to justify getting my own tire changer and balancer. Let's get these puppies on and cleaned up, huh? All right, let's take a look at these headlights, huh? So we've got Lamin-X covering on them already, and the old Lamin-X has to come off. I mean, it really did serve its purpose, but you know, it got kind of dirty and yellowy, and now it needs to be peeled off. Now, it's not just as easy as just peeling it off. As you can see, I peeled off about half of it, but then there's a sticky residue that needs to come off, and we can take that off with lacquer thinner. I already took this off, and you can see, you know, there looks like there's some cracks in there. This is not a crack. This is just the sticker, you know, that's kind of residing there after you remove it. So I'll go into a quick time lapse and save you the effort here, and get these all cleaned up before we put our new coat of Lamin-X on there and make this look brand new again. All right, now that we got them cleaned up and they're just about perfect, these headlights actually were in really good condition. So I'm glad I've been protecting them with Lamin-X. But here's the plan for the Lamin-X. Basically, step one is make sure that you're aligned. This is a very simple circular headlight, so just aligning it is really, really easy. Just peel and then stick on. Once you do that, it's time to then, just like this, done. Now, you use a heat gun. There's a slight convex on these headlights, so if necessary, you need to use a heat gun in order to get the outside protective layer to conform. And you know, for complicated headlights, that's certainly necessary. But for headlights like this, there is a slight convex, and it seems like it's going to adhere pretty nicely to this. So let's spray this Let's use their squeegee. Make sure we got everything out. So even still, after this is such an easy circular shape, I think that it's just better if you use a heat gun to really iron out all the kinks and get all the air bubbles out that may have been trapped. It kind of softens everything up and it allows it to essentially just kind of thin out and lay over, and then you can do your trim. So this is back to the first headlight, and I got this under control here by just using a little bit of heat. And then finally, with a combination of lacquer thinner and aircraft remover, I finally got the fog lights off as well. However, I decided not to wrap the fog lights because I decided early years ago that I would get yellow, and I just kind of stocked them up. But I actually don't want yellow. I actually want clear. I want this to look like a stock car. I don't think the yellow is good. I don't think it's authentic. I want it to look, if I get the yellow, I want to get the actual fog lights with the yellow glass. So I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to get the clear. So the yellow's up for sale if anybody wants them for cheap. The headlights are done. Looks really good. Looks pretty sharp. I'm very happy with the results. I do need to trim those tabs off still. But other than that, I am done for today with the lights ready for install. All right, guys, that just about does it. Episode 2 of 10 is complete on the E30 S62 Life After People Restoration. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends, tell your family, like, subscribe, comment. I answer every single comment, or just about, and I love hearing about it and talking about your opinions about some of the things that I'm doing here. Thanks again for watching. I will be at Castle's open house on August 17th in York, PA. It's a Saturday. I'm bringing this E30 S62, so if you guys want to come and meet me, chat a while and hang out, it's going to be a really cool event, so I'm really excited about it. And I want to also tell you that if you do come to Castle's event on August 17th, this E36 N54 will be featured as well. Maybe not featured, but it'll be there. So yeah, if you're interested in coming out to York, PA for Castle's open house on August 17th, it's a Saturday, it's all day. I would love to see you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate all the comments and the likes. Keep in touch and stay tuned for some more work on this E30 S62. Thanks, guys. Later.